Hey women, I wanted to talk to you today about not being dogmatic. What do I mean by that? Okay, so there's this whole thing about, politically, religiously, philosophically. If you don't agree with somebody, you're not likely to take anything that they say seriously or take it as the truth, right? But I disagree with this. I don't believe that all of the women I should associate with have to be Muslim identifying, what else? Like anti-medical establishment, intentional parenting, completely natural living, socially conservative, whatever I associate with. I don't think that all of the people that I associate with, or the people that I listen to, or people that whose content I consume, or books I read, or whatever, they don't have to be on the same page as me for everything. Now, there is something about having like-minded women in your circle that you can lean on for support and to relate to and to uplift and to strengthen and fortify. There's a total need for that. But there's also something, and I'm not being condescending, but there's something about the truth transcending communities, labels, and identifiers. There just is. There's truth and then there's untruth or lies, right? And God created the truth. And so the truth is, it like I said, it transcends it. You will find truth in every group of people. You will find truth in every different type of person, whatever. For example, I am a Muslim person and I follow the Quran only. I do not follow extra books. However, I think that there are things that can be said by Muslim people that do follow the extra books that are wise and inspired. However, I also think there are things that are said by Christian and Jewish people and whatever Buddhist people that are also truth, because not any one of us humans own the truth. And the truth has a way of coming to light and making itself known regardless of where you come from or who you are. And so this is part of my sovereign matriarch community, that we pull truth from everywhere. And while I believe in, the natural course of things, like a male and female make the head of a family, are the leadership of a family in a committed, monogamous, sober relationship filled with respect, I will still pull wisdom from people who, don't share those same values, like lesbians or transgender self-identifying people, because the fact of the matter is that truth is everywhere. So another really important piece to this is that we all commit sins against God. And while there seem to be, sins that they call for a higher level of reprimand, if you will, as outlined in the Quran, or if you're a Christian or Jewish in the, gospel and Torah. But people still, like, no matter what thing that you struggle with in life, if you believe in a creator and you believe, that we will face a day of judgment and that we should try on this earth to be good people as defined by God, then you probably have something valuable to say. There's probably some perspective and wisdom in the things that you have to bring to the table. And, while I think I'm striving to live the right way based on how I'm living, and I continue to strive, I believe that a lot of other people are doing the same thing, not just me, right? Dogmatism, being super rigid and following, the letter of the law without, how my mom puts it, following just the letter of the law, not based on your commitment to God, but just based on, you want to come off as a certain identifier, instead of following, the spirit of the law and actually practicing and with intention and stuff. I always think of this. When I converted to Islam, or I should say reverted, because I was born Muslim, just like we all are, I found I put great importance on studying the Quran, okay? God's word here on earth. The Bible updated, the Torah updated. That's what we believe the Quran is. However, my in-laws and my in-laws, they believed that there was more importance in memorizing the Arabic pronunciation of the verses. And so there's a lot of emphasis on studying not the message of the Quran, but the Arabic pronunciation of the Quran. And this is very problematic to me. I see this when they try to get my daughter to keep reciting the Quran and stuff like that. And I find just more importance. That is certainly important, but there's more importance to me in her knowing the messages of the Quran and the limits of the Quran, and the stories. So that's the opposite of dogmatism, is like trying to understand the perspective, trying to understand each and every individual word and its context and how it lines up with other verses and chapters and stuff like that. And seeing, getting really essential about what the truth is, and then seeing that out in the world in places that you didn't expect to find it. So having an open mind and knowing that God created everyone, and that, there's a lot of corruption in the Muslim world these days. And you see a lot of seeming worship of Muhammad, our last prophet. You see a lot of what seems to how Christians, well, I don't know if you, whatever you identify as, but it seems that Christians worship Jesus. And in Islam, we believe that there's only one true God and there's nobody else, like no son, no anything. So, that's part of what led me out of Christianity, is the fact that a human was worshipped, and it was kind of split into two different people depending on the denomination. But in Islam, it was one true creator. And that's always resonated with me, the Great Spirit. But in a lot of the Muslim world these days, Muslims, or people that I should have more in common with, right, are seemingly worshiping Muhammad and the secondary books called the Hadith instead of the Quran and its message. You will even see in Muslim countries, there are a lot of laws based off of the secondary books, the Hadith, and not the Quran. There's contradictory laws too. So, that's why I say it's really important to get down to the essentials of the truth and of your values and your morals and your North Star, and to start to open your mind to where else you find that truth, because you can come together with other people and you can find great perspective in other communities. You don't just necessarily find it within your own community. And so finding truth in many communities and many different walks of life is the opposite of dogmatism. And so that's what I always recommend. That's the medicine I recommend. And that's been true in my life. And I have always found perspective in a lot of different places. Now, that doesn't mean that you accept every single thing that they say as truth. But it means that you recognize what the truth ultimately is, and you're able to find parallels with these other people from different walks of life, based on what the truth is and not what you perceive them to be, or the kind of life you perceive them to live, or whatever identifier you differentiate from them with. Because the truth transcends all of us individuals, all of our cultures, all of our societies and nations. The truth transcends all. And so always keeping your North Star and your direction attuned with God and God's word, and not culture and society and how people express themselves and what they call themselves and all that jazz. The truth is much more, what's the word? The truth transcends all that. I can't even find the words, so I'm just going to say transcends 100 times. But anyways, I know you know what I'm saying. Let me know if you have found truth in other walks of life and if that has caused controversy in your life, or if you have felt any kind of doubt like, should I really be listening to them because they have this walk of life? Comment down below if you are from a different walk of life from me and you wonder, she's Muslim, so should I believe what she's saying? Should I trust her? Or I want to know. Let's have a conversation about it.